Welcome back to Rugged Rails. Just an update on the layout. Done a few things and I'll talk quickly about the performance of it. Okay, so let's look what I've done. Okay, so what I basically have done, I've added a couple of buildings. Actually, I'll grab a pointing stick here so we can see. This building here been added in. I've touched up the green paint here and put a bit of yellow in with it. That's just poster paint. You can see I'm still using the same tacks in the foam. I installed some extra sleepers where the FlexiTrack joined the SetTrack, and that seems to be working okay. And I haven't glued any of the FlexiTrack down. It's all just tacked with black floor tacks, and it seems to be holding well. So I also touched up the green grass here with more yellow in the green. It's just poster paint green with a bit of acrylic yellow, and today I put a few of these trees in. So they're not glued or anything, but they should stay in there anyway. The bridge over troubled waters. Okay, so the bridge was too narrow. I broke it off. I put a small piece of timber in there, a bit of dowel, and moved it over a bit more. So now when we run the train, you'll see there's a lot more room. I moved the control just to the center. So this is a bit of a sore spot with me. I didn't know what to do. And I ran out of patience and I decided to put it in the middle. So this is a bit of ply board, very thin. I think it's 3mm. I put it underneath this. It's not glued or anything, but it's there to insulate, because this controller, when it runs for a while, gets quite warm. And I was a bit concerned that I might put it away and later this might melt a little bit, the foam. So that's the reason why I put that on there. But I haven't had any trouble with it because I usually switch it off well before I put it away anyway. Remembering that this whole layout was built so, because I don't have patience to have something to run straight away, it was easy to work on. Let's step back. Okay, you can see it fits on the dining table. The dining table is about 7 foot by just over 3 foot wide, and you can see it easily fits on there, easily. Don't you agree, Archie? Maybe not. Okay, so we'll go back to the layout. I also installed this small building, which is still drying, a bit of liquid nails. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Not sure what to do here yet, but we'll work it out as we go. That noise you can hear is Shiloh, the cockatiel, in the background. So also today I had these old pine trees that I made, my first attempt, plus some trees from China, and I put them in just to break up the centre, which I think has worked pretty well in my opinion. Also, this curve was on the opposite side. It was over here, and I moved it because I didn't want to, because it's foam, I didn't want to run a lot of wires through the foam or underneath the foam. This whole idea of this layout was to make things simple, which so far I've achieved that. So that's why that curve got moved, not due to any problems with track or trains or anything like that. It's only due to, it was closer to run to the old 40-year-old DC control, which is working well. You can see here I've touched this area up as well with the green and a bit of yellow. Touched up the black. The missus said, I think you should get better with your conformity and put the black instead of having green and black and green and black. So I went along with that, seeing as she's been so kind to let me use the table as often as I am. Then I put in this little worker's shack. There's a guy in there, that's liquid nails down on the corner, just for something different. So when you're looking, you can see there's an array of trees around the hut. I think it's called a plate layer's hut. It's 00 scale, but I I've whacked it in there in HO scale. And we'll go around the other side. This is just a test to see what these look like. I think they'll be okay. Pretty happy with it so far. Small hut here, like I said, which is for the guy who uses diesel when he fills up the switcher or any locos that run. Another little hut. I think it's a super quick 00 scale, but I whacked it in there, just liquid nails it on, just for a break up the scenery a little bit. And this, I'm not sure, I think it's like a camping thing, like a fire, but now it's a barbecue for people when they come to Big Boy Park, and they can have a barbecue when they come out of the information centre after they watched the videos about all the trains of the past and looked at the pictures and the memorabilia, and have a barbecue there. We'll also have a couple of buses that I'll fix in here that run only from there around the back of there, stop there, because you can't drive into Big Boy Park. You have to catch the train from Nowhere Land over here, which comes in, goes around all the way, a double loop in, back inside, which we'll see in a minute, then over to our station, and then we can point to point it, reverse the loco and run it back all the way back to Nowhere Land or Somewhere Land. Okay, so while we're here, we'll run a train and we'll see how it's operating. Like I said, no issues so far. Everything seems to be operating pretty well. I did have an issue with the inner track, but it was due to my poor effort of wiring. I'm not highly skilled in the electrical area, which is why I get impatient and use a set track or track that's already got terminals, because soldering does my head in. All right, so I don't know what you think so far, but that's where we are. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. We'll go back up the other end. Well, you can see that I put a bit of grass paint in around here as well. I forgot to say that. And I'll do something similar around this area and try and camouflage the wiring. That's a bit of a sore spot, but you can't really notice it except when you get close. So that's looking at the layout, train set, whatever you want to call it, from the other end. Okay, so let's run our Bachmann 060 out of there. First thing we have to do is open up the points. Okay, it's pretty basic. Checks is all coupled together. Yep, now I can't remember which way is forward and back. Let's have a look. Oh, lucky guess. And as would have it when you're doing a video, it wasn't coupled up properly. Have a look. Okay, I think we're pretty right now. No? It's going to play funny buggers on me. Sometimes these, I think it's a Bachmann Easy Mode coupling, and the other one's KD, I'm not sure. But anyway, here we go. Let's run it around, see what it looks like on the layout. Close that point. Try and get some good shots for you. Running past the big boy. Yeah, it's good to see the trees hide the train briefly comes back across the bridges. Yeah, performance-wise is pretty good, gotta say. Even this old, I think this is an old Hornby or Lima point. I'm not having any trouble with 99% of the trains. Occasionally the smaller wheels do play up. Okay, so the people have done a bit of a lap of the outer area. We'll go around one more time. The engineer's eased back on the throttle a little bit because he's going to be coming to the inner loop, which is a lot tighter, 600mm wide, as we know. Caretaker's house is looking pretty good. Coming around, past the station, open up these points. Those ones are open, so we should run straight into the inner loop. Okay, there it goes. Signal box operator is on the lookout, so he switches the points back. So, because you want a decent train ride when you pay to get on at Big Boy Park, you'll do one complete loop, the inner circle again. It's all about the experience of riding around, not just looking at the big boy, because it's the main thing, but it's not going to take long to walk around that area. So I tried to keep it very open, like a theme style park would be, or a preservation park. So I can easily access the controller. I'm filming this all on an iPhone, by the way, so I apologise if it's a bit shaky. Behind the pine forest, over the bridge, and bang, we've got a okay. He's come uncoupled. So now we're back in business. He's easing into the station. Okay. Good speed control for such an old controller. Okay, so we've reached our destination. Everybody's hopping off to go and have a look at the big boy. So, we'll do a little bit different today. We'll disconnect the car, carriages, passenger coaches, whatever you want to call them. Now, our steam loco, he needs to go and put a bit of water in. So we're going to take him out of there. Okay. And this is one of the things I'm really enjoying about this layout. It's got round and round operation, but also I can do shunting style operations. Okay, it's going to stop up there. Alright, he's going to pause. There's the switcher. So our mate in the hut there, he's been sitting there with the switcher running for hours waiting for this train come, because he knows in advance what's going to happen. Alright, so now this loco is going to return out of the loop, okay, and he's going to go into the siding where the diesel tank is, and soon there'll be some sort of water tank there as well. Maybe just I don't know, some sort of water system anyway. Okay. So he's reversing out, like I said, good speed control on our old controller. There we go. Making his way back around. How good is this to have a small layout where you can actually do more than just run trains round and round Okay, reversing all the way back. Open up these points here. Alright. Now, both loops are wired up to the one controller. I did think about having two controllers, but I decided to just use one. Okay, so you're going to go back in there and stop. Maybe a touch more. Okay, stop. So now the switcher is going to come out and hopefully comes out of there because I haven't cleaned the track before this video. Let's see how we go. So it should be the same direction. Yeah. So our switch is going to come out. There's a classic case of dirty track. He's going to come around here. And connect up to the passenger coaches. Okay, we're in business. Now this switcher will run the same route as the steam, but what he'll do is he's going to take the coaches out of this loop and place them back over there next to the steam train to start again. All right, so this will finish it off. Leave a comment if you want. Like I said, maybe some people think this is really just a train set, maybe it is, but either way, I've got to tell you it's performing well. We've got our 600mm inner curves, we've got our 630 outer. I'm having fun. It's easy to move around. It's looking good visually, I think. There are way better layouts around, but for me, I'm more than satisfied with it. Okay, so let's run this train back out. Get round to our inner. We'll go forward. Yep. So the switcher, he's going to take it up there. And of course, when you're videoing, you always get something. Don't know why it's doing that, because the steam loco did, maybe because I haven't cleaned the track. Okay, so he's going to pause there and reverse out. We've got a bit of a storm going on here in Melbourne. You hear the thunder in the background. Okay. So that's going to reverse out now. This is another thing I'm enjoying. On my previous 6x4 layout, I couldn't do anything like this, and if I did try anything in the top loop, I used to get a lot of derailments. So you can see that's come out of there pretty smooth. He's going to reverse it all the way around. Probably going a little quick, but then again, that's just opinions. So here we go, coming around. Going to reverse it in there. See it coming down the track. And I've put in some stoppers too to stop calamities. And I'll just close those points. And of course, what would happen is, let's have a look. I can go over here. Change the loco to go that way. Uncouple. Open up the points. He'll run all the way back around. Run a little bit quick, rugged. Back around. in there and into the siding. That needs to be open. Back to where he was. Okay, so he's done his duty. Now we need the steam loco is going to come back out. There he goes. As you do a full lap while finishing this off. Oh. Got to close the points. Well, I'll make it entertaining for you anyway. It's 20 minutes of hilarity. Okay, so like I said, this old DC throttle, look at the speed control we're getting. This loco, I must say, it's a pretty good performer. I bought it second hand, but it does have good speed control. I'm not sure why it's so good, but a lot of the Bachmann ones, these ones, I find that they are really good. Okay, so he's taking it pretty easy. I don't know why. Through the points. Maybe he's been told to take it easy. It's the last run of the day. Steam might be low, possibly. Okay, so he will pause there. And then points are open for him. Bit more power. There we go. Backing up to his train. Okay, that's it. So we're getting close to completion of Big Boy Park. You can see there's still a few things to be done. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think. If you don't like it, put it in there, but I won't respond to you. Yeah, have a good week, everyone, and catch you next time. Rugged Rails, out and done.